Hello and welcome to another episode of Overlord Season 4, Episode 1, live streaming. Test. Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, but this time streamed. Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, but this time streamed. Okay, tone, the audio seems to be working, and oh, the live chat is also working. And quite a lot have joined. Hello. Hello Jager, hello my Menace Jet. Hello Jimmy Spacer. Hello Harsha Santu. Hello Sie. Wie geht's? Mir geht's gut. I'm well, thanks for the question. And thanks for asking. Julia Cerotto, hey yo. Been a long time buddy, indeed. Finally, Overlord's 4th season is here. And today it will be a little, impression stream before I do a proper video analysis on the entire episode. Howdy, asked Mac Royal, and I'm fine, thanks. Is it live? Oh yes, it is live. Hello from Norway. Greetings to Norway from Germany. First time you have seen my stream. There's always a first time. Already seen it, don't mind a second time live. Guten Abend, Herr Shergox. Danke. Well, back to the previous question. No, this isn't a stream of Overlord's 4th episode, it's a Q&A stream. And it should also say that in the video title, if I'm not misjudging. Yeah. And I've missed some crucial things. Now it says Q&A. It is time. I'm very close right now. Congratulations. Where do you watch Season 4? Where I have my means of getting it a bit early, and this is all I'm going to see. Greetings from Canada. Greetings to Canada, Divine Daniel. Hello from New Orleans. This is also in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. I hope the CGI isn't as bad as last season. It is definitely not. The animations are very decent. Especially about Albedo. And this is basically the best intro and the best segue to the main content of Overlord's 1st episode. Because right at the start, that I don't have any pictures prepared, I don't have any video material prepared, it's just a very spontaneous live stream of the 4th Overlord episode, and I should probably also include spoiler warning in the video title. Okay, now we are good. First thing I want to talk about is Albedo. And you have... It was so fire indeed, Fisherman. Yes, there will be spoilers, so I should just warn you all about it. Oh, very good question. The 15th Overlord volume has also been released in Japan and in Japanese, and thus far it hasn't been translated yet. All hail Lord Ainz. I agree. Now let's start with the first thing in the 1st episode, and this is basically Albedo being terminally horny. Albedo, due to the description, the change of description that Ainz, more or less as a last joke, has written in before he was transported alongside with the Great Tomb of Nazarick and of course Albedo into the New World. He has basically turned her into a girl that is madly in love with Momonga. Not Ainz, not his guild, Momonga. And you have you could very much see this during the opening of the first episode. And basically throughout the entirety of the episode as well. And I can promise you, without spoiling anything, there is going to be more of this kind of behavior, which will make the appearance of Philip a lot worse to bear, I'm afraid. And again, as a succubus, Albedo is she's actually quite behind because she's just a virgin. As indeed, John Navarro has also written a succubus who still has her purity, lol. LOL. And agreed. So, and the first thing that I should probably explain is, after I have explained why Albedo is perpetually and terminally horny for Ainz, is why Albedo is smelly is not a nice word. Why she is smelling so pleasant. And this is something, basically the scent of a succubus, that is meant to enchant man, for a lack of a better term. And certain kind of body juices from Albedo produce the smell. And Ainz has in fact noticed, at least in the light novel, he has noticed that the smell is now absent because he now sleeps at Irantel, the new capital city of the Sorcerer Kingdom, with a maid standing guard and watching him throughout the entire night. Which brings me to the hello to Texas. Which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. What did Ainz try to do in his bed? Because remember, Ainz doesn't need to sleep. He is an undead. He stays up perpetually for 24 hours, an entire day. Did you see the light novel cover for volume 16? Not yet. Not yet. I wonder if Maruyama will ever release more information about the 8th floor. Probably around the time when Roberto enters the scene. Because Roberto at this point has been so much foreshadowed, alongside with Albedo's conspiracy plot, that I honestly believe that all of this will be very, very important. But again, Ainz tries to use his bedtime productively, and he tried to read complicated books about the economy and about statesmanship, and some very simpler basic books he secretly has taken from the library of Nazarick, Ashurbanipal. Yes, he replenishes spells in the sense that basically some spells and many skills are time-bound, and they can only be used a certain numbers in a certain period of time. Usually 24 hours is the time it takes to replenish the spells. But certain other spells, like the goal of all life is death, needs a longer cooldown period before it can be used again. And this is based on Dungeons and Dragons, on the spell system to be more precise. Which again, Overlord, if you haven't noticed it, is pretty much based on Dungeons and Dragons, and certain characters like Platinum Dragonlord is based on Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, and Shelty has a lot in common with Tiamat, basically Bahamut's evil sister, and Ainz has some things in common with Who's the archdevil called? Yes, D&D 3.5 to be more precise. Is Season 4 online with German subs? Not that I know today. I think it will be released in Germany on either Crunchyroll or Amazon Prime Universe, but I'm not too sure about it. But Lord Mirau should know about it. He has made an entire video about it, so just go check out his channel. And again, Ainz is basically based on, I think, 2 different characters of Dungeons and Dragons. And I can't remember the name of either at this point, but you will find videos on my channel explaining the connection of both of them. When this started, a few minutes ago, and this is just a quick brief live stream about my impressions for Season 4 and your questions about it. There was a dragon question before that. Basically, what is my favorite dragon? Yeah. What dragon do you like the most? I wouldn't say I like him, because in fact we haven't been shown very much of him, but I'm very curious about Deep Darkness Dragonlord, because he killed a player and he has taken his world-class item. Yes, also very... Lamule has written, most important of all, they have spoken about Nigredo, Albedo's older sister. And this is kind of a big thing, because neither Nigredo nor Rubedo, neither of Albedo's sisters, had been thus far present in the anime. So, as I have predicted, they are trying to fit them in at a later date. Which is very great, because this means we can still get the full Albedo conspiracy plot if the Albedo conspiracy is indeed happening in the Overlord Volume 16 or Volume 17 or Volume 18. Yes, our German dub is... it exists. Let's just not talk about the German dub. But again, it has its moments, but I think the not necessarily the voice acting is bad, but the translation is very odd if you read the English light novels or watch the English or Japanese anime. The one beneath top, right? Deep Darkness Dragonlord, the Dragonlord that has killed a player 300 years ago and has taken his world-class item, currently, at least to my knowledge, dwells in the caverns and caves deep under the forest of Top. Deep Darkness Dragonlord is cool, and so is Coffin Dragonlord, I think. Basically, Cure Elim Los Malvare, who, no, I'm not going to spoil it, but another one of my theories have proven to be correct. But Platinum Dragonlord is the best to me. He destroyed the 8 Great Kings. He didn't destroy the 8 Great Kings, he basically, as far as I recall, ambushed the last remaining surviving king after they had a catastrophic, really catastrophic civil war. Well, now Nigredo is canon. The Sisters of Albedo had been canon the entire time, simply because the light novel is the basis for the anime and the manga. So, basically because 3 volumes rather than 2 volumes, as it is the case now, were made into an entire anime of just, I think, 12 episodes. They had to cut a lot of things out of the anime. And now that they have more time and can include other things like Nigredo and Rubedo, they actually are doing this. So again, yeah, I'm very, very optimistic about the entirety of the season. I can't wait for Ainz Colosseum fight. Me neither. Have you ever considered becoming an ASMR YouTuber? I have cut my Patreon readouts together into a pseudo ASMR video. If you want to watch this, you can do so. Just search on my channel for Patreon or ASMR. Can't believe they exclude the funny scene where Ainz tries to explain why they can't have gender-swapped clothing. Okay, this needs to be explained. Aura and Mare were basically Aura wears the clothes of a male elf and Mare wears the clothes of a female elf. And also Aura's the dominant twin. And this is due to Buku Buku Shagama, the supreme being that was a good friend of Ainz Ulgon, together with her brother, believed that the older sister should basically lead and what's the term? Control, for lack of a better term, check on the little brother. And this was done in a very teasing way. So basically this was basically creating the twin floor guardians and giving them the clothes of the opposite sex. It was meant as a joke, but now that all of it became real, the twins are believing that it's a divine plan of Buku Buku Shagama to dress all boys as girls and all girls as boys. And Ainz had to explain why this isn't feasible. And Albedo has also, basically Ainz has just stated in the light novel, in the 10th volume of the light novel, that it's just a thing the elf twins are supposed to do, which is true, considering that, again, Buku Buku Shagama created this dynamic between the twins as a way to tease her brother a little. And Albedo had a better explanation by simply saying, we don't have the textiles, we don't have the economic resources to produce that many cloths. Because remember, at the start of the 4th season, the entirety of the Sorcerer Kingdom is still in a deep economic crisis. So that's that. Thank you for your content, feels good, man. And a heart. Thank you, AlkovX. DeviantArt will make it real. Oh God, what did I miss? I heard from light novel readers that skipped some good parts from season 1. Yes, indeed. And I explained one of it. Volume 15 is out. Thus far, it is only available in Japanese. Alder X1. None of these liches. I thought about like the greatest among the devils, and the other demi-lich that has these dungeons, and how can it be that I forgot both of them? But again, you can just search on my channel and you will find videos on at least the origin of Ainz Ulgon in Dungeons and Dragons. Volume 15, the Half-Elf Godkin Prologue, Chapter 1, Part 1 has been released and translated on Reddit. Like, these guys from the Overlord subreddit are basically faster than any not safe for work artists depicting some things Albedo would like to do to Ainz. angels were mad, they excluded the summoning part via the super tier spell. Yeah, this was explained a lot better in the light novel, because Ainz thought about his personal security. So, back, I think, in the 8th volume, Ainz has ordered that all floor guardians who wanted to leave the Great Tomb of Nazarick, they had to have a strong escort. Mare, I think, asked the Shivas, the personal bodyguard of Cocytus, for to be his escort, but they declined, and so he went to the overlords of the Great Library of Nazarick, and they acted as his escort. And the same also applies to Ainz, and that's why he summoned angels as his guardians. Which, again, was and had made an impression on the population, on the remaining population of Eventhal, to say the absolute least. Best Overlord lore and background videos. Thank you very much. Internet wipes me. Do you have a theory about what the end of the series would be like? Yes, indeed I have. One theory I have is that basically Ainz could come back to his dimension, to the year of 2138, but this time, just like Yggdrasil has invaded the new world and overruled its magic system, Ainz and his conquered new world at the end could basically overrule the physics and the natural laws in our own dimension when he comes back, and then he just conquers it. Another theory I have is that basically Ainz will just be known as Momon the Adventurer. Ainz will venture out as Momon, while Pandora's actor as himself, essentially as a Doppel-Ainz, so to speak, will lead the nation, the Sorcerer Kingdom that he is currently building, while Ainz is just adventuring. There could also be a bad end. Maybe Albedo and her secret conspiracy plot will destroy Ainz, which would be a very bad ending. Asmodeus, the king of the 9 hells, and a Seorak then. Exactly. Asmodeus is the strongest of the devils. He has a secret body, just like Ainz has his secret human body that none of the floor guardians is aware about. Asmodeus, in truth, is not just a devil, but a gigantic wounded snake. And the Seorak is basically the demi-lich, basically the other part of Ainz inspiration. First episode was amazing. Yes, indeed. Ironic that Death would use angels as bodyguards. Yes, and many of the population of Eventhal had the same idea. Lip bug and fifth climbing. Lip bug is basically an insect that imitates the voice of another being, and fifth is basically the name of the maid that was attending Ainz during this particular day. Just as a background. So Lipbug and Fifth climbing the wall. Lipbug and Fifth climbing the wall were all nice details. Also, Lipbug seems weirdly cute for some reason. Yes, it's nice. Bro, I thought he used a voice changer. No, he used a Lipbug. It's literally an insect that crawls in his mouth cavern and then acts as a replacement voice. And Ainz has realized that he needed all of this because back in the palace in Rolente, in I think the 6th light novel or season 2, he realized that he also has spoken as Ainz with Gazev Stronov. And that's why during the 7th light novel and then onward, he has worn the lip bug, which initially really freaked him out, and he felt it moving in his skeletalized throat, for a lack of a better term. But now he's cool with her, and It's a nice little detail. And all of these, all of these little details is also why I'm quite optimistic about Ainz and the entirety of the 4th episode. I also have to note that I must make a video about the missing clothing scene. Before I forget all of this. Lots of cool options. I was slightly disappointed with the design of the Angel Guardians. I was slightly disappointed with the design of the angels guarding Ainz. Yeah, it was. There are some downsides. Are they only making the usual 13 episodes? I think so, but this time they have a third less material. Just two light novels instead of 3 that they have to turn into anime, so they can go more into detail. I don't think Ainz will ever come back, nor will he ever see his friends again. Yeah, we have to wait and see. Though I understand that making longer anime requires greater funding, a light novel series with as much detail as Overlord desperately needs 24 episodes per season to capture Maruyama's masterpiece. I agree. At least 24. When will it start? The first episode is already out. This is just a Q&A live stream about the 4th season. Interesting, lots of cool options, thank you, from Coolman007. Wait, big question. Why are there weak angels guarding Ainz anyways? Doesn't seem like good royal guards. They weren't that weak, they were Cherubian gatekeepers as far as I'm aware of, and they were level 85 in the light novel, and they could take huge amount of damage. So they were a very befitting guardian force for Ainz. Anime ends with everyone being happy in the new world, and Ainz's body is found in the old world, reduced to a skeleton with a smile on his face. It could be. Bro, what will happen with Albedo in the future? Well, she will likely spiraling more and more into obsession, and will indeed, she has already planned to move against the Great Tomb of Nazarick. That's why she's so worried about Demiurge's spy network in the 14th novel. And do you think that he will eventually resurrect Gazav and basically force him against his will to be his subordinate, be it by memory manipulation or turning him into a heteromorphic race? I don't think that he will be coming back. He is dead, and he is dead for good. And Ainz is the guy who respects the last wish of Gazav Stronhoff. Have you heard about the web novel called The Lord of Mysteries? It's really good. Praise the fool. Might check it out sometime. They skipped the part when they discussed Albedo's room. Oh, when was this? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, they skipped that. So basically they had a lot of problems because the old laws of the kingdom were still intact, and thus far the administrative stuff wasn't ready yet. And so Albedo was very busy working for Ainz. And also they failed to discuss what did I even wanted to say? Again, I will remember it sooner than later. Was Suzuki Satoru's body ever found? No, it wasn't. I think thus far we didn't have any further information about Ainz body, aside from the very first scene in the opening of the first season, where he enters his home and logs in into Yggdrasil Online. I heard the movie would release first. Do you know when? And do you think they will dub it? I'm certain that they will dub the movie that will be about the 12th and the 13th light novel. I hope they make it very, very long because it's a very good arc in the overall series. But they have, as far as I know, announced that they will release the anime first and then the movie later. Will dwarves show up in this season? And will he use rune magic later in the series? Basically yes to both of these things. Fifth is best girl in this episode, agreed. But Albedo was also really, cute for lack of a better term. You think Evil Eye will ever work for Nazarick? She did in the bonus novel, where they basically refounded the, what was it called? The Ainz, the Guild of Ainz All Gone. But in the, I made speculative videos about if Evil Eye might return and if other characters might return, but I think that this avenue is closing rapidly. It could happen, but it is very, very, very unlikely. Oh yeah, Vander's brain found out Shady Blood Fallen was working for Ainz All Gone. I don't think he has realized that yet. Or did he? I would have to reread the 14th volume, because he realized how powerful Cocytus was, and that he was working for the Sorcerer King. But I don't think he ever got the full picture. But again, I have to reread this volume in order to understand this, to give you an answer. I'm worried they will rush this season or movie. I'm not worried about this season because there is less material they need to incorporate, but about the movie, putting two major novels into one single movie could be challenging, for a lack of a better term. I'm still hoping that they will that the movie will have great animations, but there's